Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. All right, everybody. Good morning. 2 minutes to market opens. Kind of a mild news day today. Not a lot going on. A little upward movement today and this morning. Extremity DD band 4604 today. Upper target. Breaking through that kind of yellow line we see. 4577 S&P. Nice morning, y'all. How y'all doing today? Res is positive, open at the gap. So far, so good. Could be like a half gap long, which is a dip. So, res greater than 0 right here. Res greater than 0 here. If you do have a break, go to DD trades if I find them. Let's get the liquidity maps coming through, see what we get. Oh, overnight head twitcher? Nice. Oh, and we are right at hedge twitcher. Very nice. Okay. Head twitcher long to DD band. Here to there. VIX is clean with nothing in the way. NQ has already hit upper DD band, so already irrational already. Hit it and turn around. Do I want to trade this today as well? I hate when it moves so much like this overnight. So it could be about 92. There's about 10 points, give or take, from here to upper. VIX is still trading lower. Not a terrible trade to take, but I'm not going to take it. It's just 10 points. Maybe another sit out day today. Only if I get the tap that I want. Hedge pressure right there. Yeah. And taking a little bitty scalp up in here. That's the trade I probably would take too if I took anything. Another light day with nothing going on. On that note, let me book my gym class today. Let's do something productive. Wait for a hedge pressure tap. I might actually take it right there. 4 o'clock. Maybe after the Zoom call. Now let's take a look really quick that we are trading. There's the Thinkorswim here. We are starting to trade where resistance has become support. This is not a terrible sign for the greater bull market. And that yellow that we've been rejecting right last 2 weeks is now kind of getting a little bit of buffer off the top to go higher. So you normally don't see this kind of evolve and then eventually lose out like immediately. So I think we're safe to say that we're gonna maintain this trajectory inside of here today. And it seemed any catalyst really to kind of push it around the other side. See, 95 to 05 is about a 10 point up. I'm gonna buy something on this. I just don't, because Nasdaq's already hit DD band. So I'm gonna hold off on this one. Even though it's possible to get a little 10 point run off of this one, I think I'm gonna hold off. Just because you know, I would lose one, gain one. I think it's just gonna be a wash if I try to take it. I'd put a couple micros at it just because we've already hit DD band on Nasdaq. So I'm gonna sit down on this one, choose to sit down on that one because we've already closed out Nasdaq. So I'm gonna hold out on this one. Just because normally when any one of them touches the band, I really don't. I usually assume the other ones are done too. Now, a better trade would be half gap bounce. That would be a decent trade. I'll wait for that one. All right. Ooh, that's a pretty nice. I think it's a nice half cap trade. Let's see right here. What time? D numbers are calculated as soon as all of the. If you open the status, this will tell you how many of the liquidity maps are calculated. These two yellow ones right here. So, it's dynamically calculated as the data comes in. So as we calculate liquidity maps. So the DD number itself is calculated dynamically the moment we have liquidity maps come through. I think we only start displaying it right when we have 50% of them, 50 calculated. And then it just ramps up and finishes off. It's like at the start of the day, like there's, we can just see right here where it's dynamically calculated. It's nothing. All of a sudden it ramps up and then starts doing the calculation. So within, you know, moments of the market opening. So we display it as soon as at least we have half, so it's usable. in a way, but it just within a couple of seconds, it starts moving really quick. So usually we get all of the liquidity maps calculated within a minute or so. Whereas fighting, it is. Let me see what I can get here. That's a much better trade from here. That's about a 20 point if I get. How about a bad call for weeks? I know it's just been like a tickle that just doesn't go away. It's the dry weather, I think, the coldness. Should I take it? That's the next question. But it's a hedge break, so I have to be very careful. If I were to trade it, I just have to trade it very small anyways. And it's negative now, so maybe not. There's less than 0 drop. The easier trade to take would be a bull zone bounce. Let me make this a little easier to see. So now there's hedge break, really hard to say. What I like to do here is bull zone bounce trade off a DD right here. This is going to be half the distance between here in the middle as well. So that would be leg number 1. Res is fighting at 0. So anything down here, res greater than 0 is going to hold half gap anyways. So I can long from here to there, long again, double out, get it hedged. It's pretty decent trade off of that. Problem is in a hedge break, you have this scenario where it's going to be kind of coin flippy. So I have to make sure I hit my targets I want to make sure I get a good R&R on it. Is half gap a stronger pivot than hedge? For sure, yes. In our ranking system, it is. Usually we'll have more volume associated with it. Notice as we've studied it. Yeah, QQQ sitting on the same. Yeah, so this being negative, I have a feeling that we're probably going to go down here. Jimmy. Tricky trading, might do chop up day. Yeah, I'm going to make sure I'll long it 57 on SPY. I'll be right back. Just kind of waiting on this one. There's really nothing actionable right here. I do believe I'm going to fall down closer to here, or I might take some action off of that. Just kind of waiting. Chill, easy day. I'd love to scoop up along inside of here. Clearly, like on the larger illiquidity scale, this is a pivot. Yeah, it's news fast. Just waiting. Why does the GLD map take longer to load up versus QQQ? It's just probably calculated later. They're all, you know, they're calculated sequentially. I mean, we have computers in parallel doing it, but as the data goes and comes back, it's calculated. So GLD would be SPY is like the top of the list on the priority, and we just go through a dynamic list that we have. It might take a little bit of time, a little bit more time. Ronnie going to Texas. Where at in Texas are you gonna be, man? Watching paint dry, you guys. There we go. There's some movement. So watching paint dry, I know you guys are really boring, right? And that half gap tap, maybe a little lower. Bull zone tap, positive V is what I'm looking for. You're on a Lubbock. Oh yeah, it's really far running. It's about a 9 or 10 hour drive probably. Lubbock is a panhandle up at the top near Oklahoma. I went there one time in high school. For like a school event. It was a bus trip. Oh, it's starting to get cold, you guys. Winter is here. So my thought is today, this is going to be a day that's probably end like this. If we get lucky. Driving across Texas is literally like a cross-country road trip. It really is. Wait, the Undertaker is going to be in your group? No way. That's legit. It's a childhood hero. This is not too terribly negative to get right on the fence. So I think a good stretch from here to here is decent inside of today's moves. Russell also is, oh wow, it's so weird seeing him diverge like this. Look, Russell's rallying today. Look at this. Well, this is interesting, right? This is highly unusual to see. NASDAQ is here relative. Russell is there relative. The S&P is kind of like sitting here in the middle. You're getting some really strong divergence between all the indices. People are still bullish things, and Russell's still getting some movement. Oh, almost at 1900 now. I love so tired today. God, I've had like a really good month. Really good couple of months. Like, this has been the best, I'd say, I think I've felt in life. I think I just have this feeling, you know, like everything is like happy and like good and just feeling good, you know. You just have those like when you're just extremely motivated and your health is good. You know, nothing crazy going in your life, no drama, nothing. Just like you wake up every day like, it's good to be alive, you know, like this good feeling. Lots of big things happening at Rocket Scooter headquarters, you know, social life, friends stuff. Everybody's doing happy. It's like just energy around. It's just so positive. It's like those good vibes. Good time to be alive. You know, I had high blood pressure for a while, and I realized what was causing, and I got rid of all the toxic BS from my life. Eating better, working out more, and it's just like it goes away or goes down, gets better. Like, I even feel better. Good time to be alive. That's what happens to Pal and Yellow Engineer the soft landing. Was it seed oils? No, it was just literally like just removing toxicity from my life, and just say it like that. Like anything that creates toxic, whatever, bad food, bad jujus, bad vibes, bad habits, anything. I was reading some stuff about how toxic inputs can create toxic outputs. Very basic. No, my social life is pretty good. More like I was eating like shit, drinking energy drinks, staying up real late, not sleeping well. A lot of that stuff. Junk food. Junkier food. I normally eat healthy, but I've been eating like junky lately. No ex-wife, no. The people in my life are good. And I have toxic people. My friend's side. Your inner life will reflect your outer life and vice versa. Eating like a junk, you're eating junk. You're really exactly right, Robbie. That is true. That's funny. He means slamming a bowl or 5 bowls of Fruity Pebbles after eating a gummy. That kind of junk food eating. This is really dropping it. It really is. Yeah. So I do think we hit that bull zone tab. You see what's neat about res, right? Res is dropping now and you get this little green candle. Creates, you know, like a bull trap kind of sensation. You can see candles are ticking up, res is ticking down. It's a classic example of that. I'm still waiting to hit my target. I think my throat just gets dry when I'm dehydrated or it's cold outside. That's why I have a little tickle. See how the market is just not volatile, right? I mean, it's just hanging in there. I'd like to get a better run on my trade, but nothing yet. So I'm just waiting to get something better. I think I was just spending a lot more time with my friends, actually. If you all look on my Instagram, I very rarely do like a lot of social stuff. Like I'm very rarely like out and about all the time. I feel like this month in particular, I've been out like almost every day. I feel like it's the holiday season there. There's always events going on and Christmas parties and whatever. Always something going on. All the sports are going on at once. There's always a game to watch somewhere. I went and watched a hockey game the other night. I think it's just because it's winter. People just like hate sitting at home bundled up in the cold. Got to get out. But a lot of holiday parties have been fun. I went to a masquerade ball not too long ago. I'm going to another one on Saturday. No, Friday. Still trying to figure out what we're going to do for New Year's. We're going to take a trip or something. Not really sure. It's about time to plan that. We've just mostly been working hard here. Almost like all day, every day. Meetings, chatting, up and down. The marketplace stuff is massive. Like there's so many things we're building for it. But it's going to be fun. Like I'm excited just to have it to play with myself. Just to be able to go through and, you know, buy stuff and play with stuff. And sell the pieces. Well, so an internal soft launch that we're going to do just for people in the know. I mean, it's not going to be like hidden. We'll be able to stumble. It won't be marketed or anything. December 20th. Don't quote me on that. Hold on, let me double check. Yeah. The official launch, as we will just tease it right now, is going to be it's going to be February. The official, like, big launch. So we have like a staged plan with a bunch of people that they're working with us and rolling out some little bits here and there, testing out the features and such. So now the launch of the marketplace is not going to have out the door all the bells and whistles of all we're building. It's going to take a couple more months to add to all that, the other pieces. But like fully realized and fully beautified and all the things we want to add to it would be before the end of the summer. Probably beginning of the summer. So 6 months from now, the marketplace is going to have all the big pieces. And we tell you what's coming. We can't tell you what's coming with it, but we're just telling you that it's stuff nobody's done. So you have a unique product lineup, which is going to be fun. Very neat. Come on. Trading day. Then one may ask if this would be an applicable short off a hedge pressure. Could be. This trading in the middle is just nothing I want to touch. Papa Bear don't like. It's too hot, too cold. No, it's gonna be just right. Just right. See how what I drew with the red line on the left of the screen is kind of what's happening. It's just not stretching to the either extremity to give me that trade I want. Ooh, it's so cold in here. Did y'all see the GTA 6 trailer? Ooh, man, oh man, let me tell you. And the fact that it's in Florida, it's just even cooler. It has a Miami look to it. And they put a lot of like memes, like Florida memes in there, like the guy pulling the alligator out of the pool and stuff. Yeah, 2025. That's what I was hearing. That makes me sad. All the NPCs are gonna be AI driven, like having real conversations with you and stuff. That's gonna be a whole different ball game for video games, right? How to know at the beginning of the day not to go long. Rez was positive and DD was as well. Well, okay, we always tell you guys this. Anytime you close out a day by tapping a DD band, you don't go so heavy into taking a trade either way unless the R&R is there, and then it's very small as it is, right? Like Nasdaq already tapped DD band, so I'm already hesitant to do anything. My next thought is let me let SPY trade somewhere. What I want to buy from SPY here to here, that's just such a small trade. When normally when one of them closes out DD band, we end all of our trades across the board. That's what we teach, right? So if I'm in the S&P and the S&P is trading along and NASDAQ taps its DD, I'll close out my S&P at the same time. So because of that, I didn't take it. I didn't take a trade because the NASDAQ had already kind of completed its run. And that's why. That makes sense. So positive DD is why I have this right here. That's the trade I do want to take. Exactly what you said, positive DD. Res being positive out the door. Again, you have to see what does res actually mean, right? Inside of the box, positive resilience just means I'm going to long at half gap. What positive resilience means. And because the market is irrational, we don't use the, we kind of take things with a grain of salt anymore. Once these lights go red, I know I'm in what we call coin flip territory, right? So even here, there was nothing actionable. Hedge pressure to open, sure, if both S&P and NASDAQ and everything had room to travel, but the NASDAQ had already tapped DD band, was pulling back. NASDAQ's DD band relatively was there. So I wouldn't want to trade from the S&P to there as NASDAQ would hit DD band again and then be irrational. What I'm trying to say is it's even irrational up here, right? So knowing that, I would only be trading very small as it is for the S&P to complete its picture. So I'd only be trading a couple micros for like 10 points and I decided not to do it. Once you hit DD band with one of them, we teach you to say the day's already over, right? Does that make sense? So at S&P and NASDAQ had plenty of room to travel, I would have long straight up. Now, positive resilience would have told me also inside the box that I would want to take a long in the middle if it was positive and we still got there, right? And so resilience wasn't applicable in through here. And I just watch hedge pressure break. And then when it gets there, resilience is now negative, so I'm not going to take it. So I'm just analyzing where price is relative to the halfway gap. Half gap. There we go. That's the word. At that time. And remember, irrational is going to be kind of like choppier, coin flippier. And while I did map out the trade I wanted to take, does everybody see it's kind of taking place already? We just didn't get the stretch to lower. Now, here's one thing you might say, right? DD is negative and we're bouncing off a bouncing a half gap. This is opposite of what you'd expect. But when you're irrational, that's exactly what you expect. Things to just be kind of 50-50 at that point. Things lose their edge when the lights are turning red. And that's the whole point. That's why they're red. So when the lights are green and yellow, the edge is there is the way I consider it in my own trading. So my confidence is higher. When the lights are red, my confidence is low. It's just a coin flip. Does everybody understand that? And that's the whole point with Rocket Scooter. What makes us different, especially with tools that we have and tools that other people have, is that our tools have conditionals that come with them. This is why it's green light, red light, yellow light. We've all seen Squid Game, or we've all been to a skating rink. You know how that game is played. I guess we all own a car as well. Red light means stop. Yellow light means caution or slow down. Or actually, let's start over. Yellow light officially means it's about to turn red. I don't think yellow light actually means slow down. I remember reading something that yellow light actually means something. I can remember what it is. Yeah, that's it. The yellow light actually means nothing other than the red light is about to appear. I was right. People always say slow down. Yellow light doesn't mean slow down. It just means you're about to go red. So anyways, in our world, yellow light means slow down. It means caution. Okay. So when the lights are all green, you have the highest confidence you have. When one of the lights is red or some of the lights are red, you can treat like all the lights are red. Something weird is going to be happening. So if you know you have a hedge break right here, why are you bouncing at half gap when res is negative, right? And we have the rule of 10, but still it's not really a rule, it's a rule of thumb. So why is the index trading up when the stocks are trading down? Well, that's what irrational means. You can't rationalize that. So you just have some unusual buying, unusual selling, and they're diverging from each other. We have two of the rules have triggered, right? Two of those rules, and NASDAQ has already completed its picture, right? So once any of the three indices tap the top of the DD band, I'm usually done trading all the indices, right? You can see how NASDAQ immediately hit and rejected. And now I know Russell was still trading up there. And look, Russell hits its band and is now rejecting. Like, Right, you can see how they're really strong pivots. So once NASDAQ completed, it's like, oh man, day's over. It's not really much to trade. So I did it, and you'll learn that the power of sitting out, strategically sitting out when you don't have confidence, is really what separates the not only like the good from the bad, but the great from the good. Knowing when to apply your tools and when not to apply them is the pro trick. And we try to teach that to you guys here, right? Speaking of the new GTA, we should monthly maps the stock for the company who makes it. Well, for 2 years out, right? Take-Two Interactive. I think Rockstar. I don't know who actually, which company is the if they're public or not. Was it Rockstar now loans them? They're the light developer now. Okay. It used to be Take-Two, right? If I can remember correctly. Developer Rockstar Games. Is Rockstar a public traded company? Or NASDAQ Take-Two Interactive Software, TTWO. Yep, so TTWO. That's what I thought. Alexander, all these gamers here. It made me want to bust out GTA 5 and play for a little bit the other day. And I went back to Steam and I installed it, and I never logged into it, but I was just when I heard the bot, I was like, "Oh, all right, let me hop in GTA 5. Just it's been a while. Just for kicks." So one of the things that you guys have to notice is that the alerts on the side are really confidence meters, right? You've already cleared out most of the day. You get some yellows and some reds there. So you now just know you're in coin flip territory. Things are going to be weird. They're not going to hit your pivots. They're going to pivot early. They're going to be irrational. And while I did draw what I wanted to see, that trade is right here, and it's kind of already completed. The hedge pressure resistance has already happened. I'm not going to bet on it happening again. So essentially, the trading day is now officially over. Because the leg I wanted has already happened, and I'm a little superstitious about things happening twice. So while the irrational market on hedge pressure break meant that we had an irrational move against what logic would state, it already completed what I wanted to see happen, and now we're pulling back. So now I'm not going to long off the bottom. Had this just trailed down and fell to there, I would have taken the long to meet those sellers. We've already met those sellers, and that's already been cleared out. So anytime the leg that you want is taking place, I don't bet on multiple legs, even though it can happen. It's just I like to take the first leg, and that's it. And that's also a rule that I use when I trade. Y'all, you follow everybody? So neat thing is that NASDAQ completing its picture, relatively speaking, S&P would have probably moved that far. R&R wasn't there. Res was positive. So at the open, I said, okay, I'll long at half gap. And as we fell through here, res was negative. We get to half gap. I say, no, thanks, because it's probably a bull trap, which is what I told you guys. Remember when I said, hey, isn't it funny? Bull trap, stock is ticking up, resilience is ticking down. And now you understand exactly how strong resilience actually is. Rule of 10. When you are irrational, you need resilience to be greater than 10 or less than negative 10 to really be confident. It's a rule of thumb. So it's, you know, kind of fighting like minus 15, minus 20. It's great. It's far enough away that we can trust that it's real. It's really good. Again, it's a rule of thumb. It's just saying that when you're at 0 and all these lights are green, if it just goes to slightly 1, it's bullish enough to long off of for me. If the lights are red or yellow, I tend to take caution, but red especially, I need to be at least 10 or more on either side of 0 just to give it some fat so I can be sure that it's picking a direction. It's just an arbitrary number. It means nothing. 10 is enough. Peter says the first leg of the first test is super important. To me, it's the sharpest pivot. Agree. What would we do right now that we're at bull zone and we have hedge pressure break? Well, remember, the rules are we treat everything like it's a coin flip once you're irrational, 50-50. We don't know. You have resistance on hedge pressure moving here to bull zone. You might have a leg from bull zone back to middle. Resilience is definitely negative, so you know that it would reject even if it hit it. Right now, this is likely our high a day right here. So going from here, if I were to trade anything today, I'd probably be selling calls up there, betting that we don't return. Maybe a call credit spread or something. This is one of those ones where direction's gonna be hard to pinpoint. This is why sometimes options can be a good like how Lay Ashton teaches options. Being on the sell side with credit spread, you can set your fixed loss trades. But yeah, so y'all understand, right? My risk and reward choice. S&P didn't have long to go. Once we fell to the middle, I didn't want to touch it. I told myself maybe I'll take the bull zone tap to the top, but the fact that we had that little bull trap first cleared out the move I wanted, and then we fell and I didn't touch it. So you see how it's like, it's not just I'm sitting here saying I'm going to sit out and I'm done. I'm dynamically sitting out. I'm saying nope. I'm saying nope. And now I'm saying nope. Each time I got here with those three possibilities, I eliminated my desire to want to take them. That's the pro level that we want everybody to get to. It's not just I'm done for the day. It's like, well, there are options. Each one I get to, I have a different rationale. And that's where that's something where, you know, at least the training that you get here can definitely help you guys. Here's the yellow line bounce. We know how that goes. If I were short, I would close out right here as well. If you were learning anything from me, anytime markets are irrational or illiquid or whatever, yellow line and red lines, I usually call it a day and walk away. So this is bigger end of the day. Discipline is now again out the door. My initial, and again, if you would have asked me out the door, what would I have done right when we broke hedge pressure? I probably said, well, I probably short right to bull zone. If you were to put a gun in my head and say, make a trade now, Matt. So, and my original direction was to not long, and if you break hedge pressure, it's probably going to fall to the bull zone. So even my overall feel for today was good, right? And I still didn't take it. Just being disciplined is like, I take the things I'm confident in. I don't take the things I'm not confident in. Even though it was a little more obvious today, I still didn't take it. This would have been a great short to there. As I was sitting here talking to you guys, I said, you know, shorting from here to here. I'm just play by play. Now I didn't make any executions today. I don't even have my DOM centered on the current price. Not even caring. Entering lotto calls, 0 DTE. Bro, if you make those lotto calls, you're taking me to lunch. All right, let me check in on my team, see what everybody's doing over here. All right, we're good. Good deal here. So we've officially kicked off our second white label client. I know we hinted about it being an A-lister in the space. That's officially a go. So it's massive. And as we work with our marketplace and other folks and vendors in the marketplace, it's just exciting to see how much love people have out there for market sphere stuff. It's like so many people with products and tools, and not an easy way to get them to y'all. So you took a short from Hedge. Louis with the smart trade. Louis always loves to take those good ones. Louis got some bravery. He likes to take those quick scalps. Like, that's what I like about you. You're very opportunistic. You're like me. You watch and you react, which is good. It means you're just studying it. You're staring at it like a hawk. You know all the moves ahead of time, and you take the one that makes sense when you see it. Instead of just locking in and being locked into one trade, you have options. You weigh them all out. Very smart. I contemplated taking it, but I'm still at that small account challenge mode where I'm trying to take only the good setups. I would be more of a daredevil if I wasn't doing the challenge. Good job, Lee. There's that yellow line tap. We all know how good yellow line is as pivoting. Again, if you guys... Do y'all like that technique? We've talked about it a lot. That'll be today's Zoom call. We can talk about it further. Y'all understand how the yellow line technique works, right? The pivots on this yellow line, right? You still don't know how to draw a yellow line. Okay. We'll go through and we'll teach you how they work in today's Zoom call. We teach you how to draw them. Each red line that's created creates a yellow line to go with it. This pivot we have right here came from that Friday on the beginning of November. There's already videos on this if you guys want to go watch them now. There's already some, but we can go over how to do it again today. There's just no example to draw one, reality to. But the idea is from this point in time, I draw it and it sits here and it is a high volume pivot every time you're there. You can forecast this from a month out. We have the next one sitting here, which is 46.20, 27 off of this move right here. So as it's playing like yellow line ping pong, as we like to say, there's just something cool going on here. The next interacting point is up here, and then there's one up there. So it means that like if I'm trading one day and I'm outside of DD band, like say tomorrow we're trading here, we break DD band, it keeps going. Yellow line is always my target when you're outside of the box. Imagine if like right here we're trading outside of DD band one day and it's rallying. That's my target for the day. Illiquidity pivots outside of liquid zones, and this is liquid inside of here, becomes illiquid outside of it. But even so, it's always a pivot that's really good. I mean, it's a great pivot. It's predictable high volume, and again, when you do it, one can't argue how great that is. Look at what we do. All of our techniques predict volume. That's what puts us on the map with what it is that we've done here. We predict volume. So the idea that it's predictable volume is what makes it neat. There's something going on there, and we've talked about it before. I mean, it's just great. I mean, you can go all the way back in time and look at all these times that he pivot there. I mean, it's not like you can predict ever which way you pivot in any pivot. That's just how the stock market is pretty random. But I know that from trading from below, it's an exit target. From trading from above, it's an exit target. Trading from below, it's an exit target, right? I mean, you can't argue with how great this is at predicting some volume. I mean, every time you tap it, you're just going to see like something's going to happen. Here's your ramp up volume into it, ramp up volume out of it. It's a great tool to have at your disposal. And one of the next steps that we'll have, obviously, in the base platform of our tools is to automate that. So the marketplace comes out, we're going to tell you guys how this is going to work. You're going to go to the marketplace page and you're going to get Rocket Scooter for free. By the way, let me talk about the new design. Rocket Scooter is going to be free, the platform. Now, don't all go out there and cancel your memberships. It's not free for the tools in the platform. You have to buy them separately, right? And when you buy them separately, it will be much more than what you're paying for now. So nobody change a thing. We're going to switch you all seamlessly. Each one of our indicators will be sold separately, right? Instead of a big suite of tools, it'll be like you can buy monthly map, liquidity map, resilience, etc., and different things. You guys are going to need like a bundled thing, which is going to, again, where you are now is the best it'll be. So don't change anything. But you can go in, you get the platform, and then you can pull the tools in and buy them from the marketplace. Do you have time in mind for a Zoom call? 3 o'clock today, like at market close. It just was crazy the last couple of days because we've had emergency meetings for some new developments that came up this weekend. So we had to kind of throw some stuff together once everyone got back into town. So yellow line, red line, illiquidity pivots will be like purchasable indicators for the platform. Same thing. You'll be able to add them to it when we're done. It's a bit subjective. It is, but it's not impossible to program it because what we look for is something that we can mathematically create a system to capture most of them, like, and use a little machine learning to create plugs for the holes in the method we create, to essentially adopt the method to train the computer. Like if it misses one, we'll say, no, this is how you do it. And ultimately, you know, the AI portion of that kind of, like anytime you're using some kind of like cognitive method where it's subjective, you have to use some kind of like AI to assist. But in reality, there are discrete rules that we do look for, and we talk to you about the volatility compression and things. It just is a little more detailed than just a simple indicator. Yeah. Are we making our own chart or TradingView white label forever? For charting, we're going to keep TradingView for a while. Yeah. No reason to, with so much left to build, there's no reason to build that right now. When is the last time decided to get everything included one price? Great question. The official launch, as we're saying, is in February. I'm going to tell you the exact launch date yet, but between December 20th and between February something is that grace period where inside of there, we're going to move everything to a la carte. So yeah, the one price deals and things we have now, I haven't taken the Black Friday stuff off yet. You guys can still go jump in on that if you want, but everything will be a la carte from there. So imagine like, you know, hedge pressure stuff is in a liquidity map, and monthly map is a separate tool, and resilience is a separate tool, and yellow line, red line separate tools, and you a la carte them all in just like $200 or something. You guys are going to be well off getting a one price now, and then we'll convert you to the new system. So I'll tell you, Zach, you got to kind of do it sooner rather than later, because it's going to be one day when we wake up and it'll be like, oh, this is the week that we need to separate it out. We'll let everyone know ahead of time, like, you know, this is the last week before we separate everything out. So you'll go to like our page, and our vendor page will have like Rocket Scooter options. You can buy the base platform, which will likely come with delayed data. You can buy data packages for it. Oh, and the announcement. Okay, so I forgot to tell you guys this, and we're going to talk about it in Discord. But everybody, including Lifetime, everybody is going to be asked to pay a monthly fee going forward for your data feeds, because what we're doing now, again, this is a team vote, and I'm sure nobody's going to complain. You guys know how we have a certain data package, right? Let's just put in a, let me put in a stop. We have a data package that creates wiry candles, right? Because we don't buy all the volume. This is a thing we did as a cost saving technique just to get our charts out the door when clearly we don't use any TA. Now that we're going to be using TA in the marketplace, as other people will be selling TA tools, we need to buy all the volume, right? So we're about to go out there and chunk a huge $10,000 a month expense to buy all volume. So we're going to ask everybody to pay $3 a month for that. You all get full volume candles, and that's basically it. If you don't want that, then you'll have the free delayed data going forward. So I don't think anybody would complain about a $3 a month fee for your data. It's not, and it goes to the exchange. So if I'm going to go pay 10 grand, you guys can pay them $3, and everybody gets better candles. Anyone not like that idea? Let me know. Send me a DM. No longer having any of this. It's $3. Everyone does the same thing because this is what the exchange charges. So it's not even money that we're making. It's going straight to the exchange. So just letting you know, the exchange is going to charge us on your behalf. So with, imagine with all the user accounts we have, are we getting like $10,000, $15,000 bills every month? So hopefully you guys can pay for it. We would love that. So just letting y'all know. And so the two versions of the platform, the free version might have delayed data. The paid version would come with the full data package. You pay like $15 for what we'll call like the premium platform. The base premium platform will have all the features unlocked and better data for like $15 a month, something small. In a practice environment, you can get the 15-minute delayed data for free, complete Rocket Secure platform for free, actually. We are delayed now. No, you're not delayed now. We only buy a small fraction of the total exchange volume. Like there's not just one trading exchange. There's a bunch of them in the United States. You might be familiar with like New York Stock Exchange, which is a bunch of exchanges, not just New York. They all trade very similarly and quote very similarly. And as a cost saving effort when we first launched, since we don't use TA, candles don't mean anything to us. It's just a formality for the chart. So what you're seeing is stuff like this. You see how there's spots inside of the candle where there's nothing? I just picked JP Morgan at random. But when you actually go to like, a 1 minute chart with something like a Thinkorswim has all of the trading volume of all the exchanges in that time and sales. So all the exchanges are here. If I were to go here and I don't know if I can change it to show which exchange is in here. Is X the exchange? I don't know if that's the exchange code or whatever. Anyways, you compare the two, you see how we're missing some volume. But because we don't use TA, candles aren't important. And so we weren't going to go get that cost just for a cosmetic difference. You care about what the active price is right now. So it's not delayed, it's real time. It's just we don't purchase all of the trading volume. Lifetime will have to pay. No, you don't have to pay. You just have to pay to get real time data. And again, it's a small thing to ask, right? $3 is nothing. And if you guys, and again, it's a team effort because I'm going out and paying the surface fee already of 10K a month. So that's the base price, and I'm paying that for y'all. So you're welcome. If I could pay that for y'all out of my pocket, y'all can pay that for us as a thank you. right? It's kind of like we all went to dinner and I took all you mofos out to eat and bought you all gold foiled steaks from Nusret's Steakhouse, and you chopped up with the sword, and then I asked you guys to get the valet, right? So hopefully futures is going to be the same boat you're in now. You're going to need a futures account. Now, a free real-time data feed, we don't have an intermediate. There's going to be a delayed and the full data. We might be able to build a free wiry data feed like this, but it's not going to come anytime soon, unfortunately. So yeah, we're going to ask Lifetime to have to pay, because if not, we have to pay it. I mean, we have to pay it anyways. So there's thousands of you Lifetime folks out there. The exchange will be sending us, you know, $4,000 or $5,000 bills on your behalf. So it's not delayed, Garrett. No delay. It's real time. So imagine this. You have three exchanges. I'm just gonna put three right here. Three exchanges, A, B, and C. They all have trading, and the trading looks very similar. If you go to like another broker, like a Thinkorswim, that does put all the data feed, all the exchanges into one time and sales, and then charts all of the data. Actually, let me draw a little bit better. They all trade similarly, but they're all like wiry, right? So when you add them all up, it's a solid line, right? You have a couple trades in this one, a couple trades in this one, and the candle data that you look at normally. See, futures, we get full candles because we buy all the exchange data. In equities, there's many exchanges. There's tons of them, and you can get, like, if you add them all up, it looks exactly the same. It's real time, looks exactly the same. It just doesn't have all of the shape of the candle. See how there's like a dip, and then it holds, and then it trades lower. There's a dip, it holds, and it trades lower. It's still the same last traded price. It's just not showing every trade from all the exchanges. So it's kind of like Swiss cheese. There's holes in it. It might be missing a couple of exchanges worth of data, but this is real time from the exchanges we buy. So nothing is delayed at all. It's just there's holes in between the candles because there's not a lot of trading volume on these exchanges for this stock. And it's only the less liquid stuff, like an Apple. They're going to be very thorough and full, but it's not going to exactly match what you'd expect to see when all the exchanges are added together. So what we're now going to do is we're now going to buy all the exchanges so that our stuff, our real-time data, will look exactly like what you see in Thinkorswim. Now, Thinkorswim, the reason they don't charge you for it is because they make an arm and a leg off of commissions and all the other stuff. Like, you know, everyone makes their money to pay for that data somehow. Thinkorswim has ridiculously high commissions, and that's how they cover those costs. Yeah. Does that make sense, Garrett? Will this be an improvement? It will absolutely be an improvement, because technical analysis requires, you know, as much data as possible. You have to have every single data point in these candle arrays to make sure that the TA looks the same. So if you're going to use an indicator on Thinkorswim that crosses over here, and you come to ours and we're missing some candle volume, then the crossover might be here. Like, your data would, the behaviors would be different. So to have an exact translation, we're just going to do what everyone else does, is get all the data now. Because since we never use TA, candles don't mean anything to us. This stuff is calculated in options. We buy the full options data. So candles are just showing you kind of where price was so that you don't have to go look at another place. Remember, our first app didn't even have charts. It was just hedge pressure and stuff. Candles are like, okay, it's a nice formality just to see price where hedge pressure is while I'm trading on the same chart. So we never needed candle data, period, right? It was just bought as a formality, and we took a smaller expense to give you guys something to look at while you traded. Again, not charging you for it to this point. So now, as we're having TA as part of the marketplace, we have to have full candles. So therefore, every Rocket Scooter user, not just you guys, is going to have to pay for that. And again, it's $3. And that is industry standard. We're not asking for anything anyone else does. We've just been giving it to you for free all this time. So hopefully it's a nominal expense, because we as a company are going to have to buy the expensive surface level fees, which again is about 10K extra a month on what we pay now. So that's money from my pocket. That's That's daddy's money that so we can have that investment for the company for all people. Because as you guys go buy indicators, you're gonna want the candle volume. Anything you buy, you're gonna want to see it. Right? Why bother with TA when your tools are better? Marketplace. Other people are gonna sell whatever tools they want to sell in a marketplace. You know, we're not like, I'm a vendor. If you think of it like this, I'm a vendor on the marketplace. Rocketseer is a marketplace, okay? While I own this company, I am also a vendor competing with other vendors selling stuff on a marketplace in general. If you believe my stuff is better or not better, buy it or don't buy it. But in the marketplace position, you know, everybody's stuff can be featured regardless of if I think it's better or worse than my own stuff. Our goal is to create an organic marketplace with good tools no matter what. And TA are not at all bad tools. TA are great tools if you use them correctly. And the time I always, as a critic of TA, is not the institution of TA itself. It is the use of them. It's that they lack conditionals. And anything that lacks conditionals is not any good. Our stuff wouldn't be any good if it didn't lack conditionals on when to use them. So most TA lacks the construct of like when you should use it or not. Like they're always firing signals. And that's why I'm a critic of it, of that practice. So the real goal is for vendors to create, you know, really strong tools in general for you to have and conditions to go with them. Like don't use this when volatility is high, or don't use this when this thing happens. Like creating rules where it isolates when you use them. And then TA is great because it can help you see patterns or movements or momentums that you wouldn't otherwise normally see, and which conditions are they statistically valid, and then you have to create the conditions to frame it up. So that's the real logic, right? Is that any price is a pivot, any place is a pivot with the right amount of rules around it. So my job is not to tell you what's better or worse in the marketplace. My job is to tell you what people are selling and be honest about it, and let you guys check out what we got. How do you use DD alerts? Is auto or set up manually? Mansoor, hey buddy. Okay, so DD alerts come with the platform as long as you have a futures data feed connected. So if you're connected to a futures account and you have futures data feed, then you get the futures alerts to come with it. So we have a process. If you go to connections tab, you can connect to CQG. We use EdgeClear as a broker. It takes you through a step-by-step process with them on how to do this. And then immediately when you set up and connect it, your futures come through and you can also trade. Yeah, no problem. No problem. And again, like as much as we'd love to like just hand out, you know, data and give it to you guys for free and stuff, as you'll notice, the status quo of all platforms is you pay for your data in some way, shape, or form. And sometimes brokers will give it to you for free, but that's because you're trading through them and paying commissions and they make their money that way for it. Data is very expensive. So, you know, having a platform and giving away free data is, you know, is a pipe dream, and we'd love to do it. But what we always try to do is find the most cost-effective way to do it so that you guys don't have to pay them the least amount of it. So like when you have a brokerage account with CQG, that's the cheapest way to get futures data. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you put like $500 or something into one of these accounts, and then they charge you $11 a month or the surface top of book data. $10 API fee, $1 top of book, and you're $11 a month. So that means that's the cheapest way to get it. If we were to redistribute it to you, you'd be paying like $75 a month, right? So we engineer solutions and make it the least expensive as much as we can. If there's not annual rocket scooter picnic, you want the $3 back deal. We do. We talked about having like a trading conference in Dallas once a year. I think this next year might be a good time to plan something like that once the marketplace kicks off and stuff. We have a ton of vendors. We can get everybody to come out and just make like a FinTwit kind of, not FinTwit, financial conference. They had a FinTwit conference back in the day and it was kind of a cesspool. I remember people talking about that thing. It would be fun to have just like a big trader meetup, right? And not make it all like pitchy or like people selling shit in booths, like just a trader meetup. People get up and talk about trading and people get up and talk about market stuff like real speakers, and then we all just party for a weekend. Just have fun. Best feature for a trading PC processor, Brady. Depending on what kind of software that you use, in general, most of your applications are maybe like multi-threaded. So, you know, a good gaming CPU is always good for trading. Something that has like really fast single threads. Your trading platforms like Thinkorswim, I don't think are multi-threaded, but either way, like a good balanced processor, like a multi-core, you can't go wrong with like a four core gaming processor or 2-core gaming processor or whatever. You don't need like 16 cores to do trading. That doesn't use a lot of parallel processing like that. I use the i9. I think I have a 13. Hold on. Where is mine? CPU Z not installed. Yeah, Intel and AMD are both good. If you think like trading, a gaming PC is good for trading. It's not like video, you're not like rendering video where you need like multi-core processors and stuff. Like you're not doing all these multitasks, multiple tasks like at the same time. Later, you time, man. See you later, bud. Have a good day. So that being said, do you think having more data would improve the accuracy of monthly maps? No. So Alexander, monthly maps are, we have full data of options. Let me give you guys a, let me start over here. Wait, hold on. 1 second, hold on. So why does he keeps doing this little thing? We're gonna work that little bug out. So options data, we have all the options data that exists, and these are built off of options data. So this isn't exactly the same. The only thing when we're talking about data is equities candle data, which is stocks. That's it. We get all the options data, all the futures data. We partial stock candle data, but we don't use stock candle data for really anything other than the resilience calculation. And since the last traded price is always accurate, for the most part, because these are, you know, the exchanges are quoted very similarly, resilience will get a slight improvement with that fee because you will have more trading data going into the calculation. So the resilience will, you know, like I said, it's a marginal error. I mean, these will be off by pennies between the exchanges. You know, Apple's not trading like, you know, like $3 off another exchange, because arbitrage would take advantage of that. Algorithms out there find discrepancies between exchanges and trade them together. So arbitrage trading makes sure that all exchanges are practically trading at the same price. So you won't really see a big discrepancy. You may see like a penny or two off in all the stocks. The resilience might get like a fraction of a percent more accurate. It's again nominal. So that's the only tool that uses candle data. Well, I guess DD as well. So DD, we get a marginal improvement as well, like where price is relative to things. But again, you're talking like penny per accuracy right there. So limit the test server real quick. Let me log into my test account. Hold on one second. It's going to kick me out of my futures account here. Oh, maybe it didn't. Oh, it's not connected. Never mind. All right, let's take a look. The maps. Daily mode. Monthly maps. Yeah, it looks clean. What a bummy trading day. Hopefully nobody really got caught up in anything too bad. We should do a yearly meetup. That'd be great. Somewhere neutral, like a Dallas, right? Like in the middle with a good airport. Vegas, actually, if we want to go somewhere fun, Vegas would be fun. I like that idea, Art. Hell yeah. It should be really fun. Organizing it would be like a thing, like getting conference halls, maybe a whole investment into something like that. I remember when they tried to do the FinSwick conference, man, it was like a huge effort to put on a conference. You have to get like investors and sponsors, and it's like, if we just made it like a meetup, something small, and just see how many people show up. Maybe block some rooms, get some feelers. That'd be fun. Vegas would be cool. Did you watch the one from yesterday? Didn't notice you put the guy in timeout? Dude, every day there's one person that shows up with a different name, and then they get banned, and then they make a new account and come back. It's only one person. And it's funny is that, like, I don't know if it's just me and how my brain works, but I can tell who you are by the way you speak. Like, there are certain qualities in the pace and the tone and the word choice, the way you structure words, that it's hard for somebody to be incognito on a fake account and me still not know who it is. People are very obvious in their speaking patterns. It's almost like a fingerprint. Right? Online speaking too. Exactly. Well, I think right now, good time to just let the market do what the market wants to do. I'm glad I'm not trading this. Let me like a pullback day. It's going to support the TL line. I don't know, hard to see. We'll talk about that in today's session. That'd be a good place to teach off of that. Just at least like the interactability with it, but like how to draw these. There are videos on how to do it. We can also just go over the technique as well. Make sure you guys sign up. Yesterday was the last day for the $35 extended trial. Prices have been raised officially. Getting ready for marketplace. So Goodbye is the era of the $35 trial. We missed $35 trial. We miss you already. All right. Is that a yellow line? What's up? Hashtag. That's correct. First one should be in Dallas. See how it goes. Something neutral or a fun little meetup, or Austin or something. I know Tracer Matt has a meetup every year, and it's really fun. I think like 2 or 3 years ago they went to Austin, and then I think they went to Vegas last year. The last one. I couldn't make it because I think I was in Chicago at the time. That's correct, man. Get the yellow lines here. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? Dallas is the coolest city in Texas. Second coolest city in Texas. You think the bullish close yesterday on the RSU was a good indicator to swing longs? I would say that it's the monthly map is the main indicator for swinging longs. Oops, we're getting this bug fixed tonight. Actually, it's on test server, looks good. So monthly map. In general, I would say like I use the monthly map to decide if I want to swing or not. There's a little bit of volatility coming over the course of the week, so we could get some dips, but over time it still looks bullish, and that's the way I see it. Again, that's just my opinion. But I'd say like you take a liquidity map a day at a time every day that you trade. It's always different. So even though it's a bullish close, the very next day you have new new zones. So I wouldn't necessarily consider a bullish close one day to indicate it's bullish the next day. The monthly map's the only thing that spans through time, through multiple days. But it is a stronger indicator for a bullish market than not. It's just not really like something we use as a very strong indicator. I mean, it's a good sign, right? But it's not like it's like super meaningful as far as like a confidence. So like today's bull close, like supporting here for today, not necessarily like indication, in my opinion, on a bullish swing for forever, even though these walls contain all options. At the end of the day, they close, some of them close out, some of them open up, like new options are created, other ones are destroyed. And then you have a whole new landscape for tomorrow. But the monthly maps paint the picture over time that it is bullish through the new year. So far, all things being equal. So the monthly map is our swing trade indicator that we use. All right, you guys, it's time to call it a day. Love y'all. No trades today. Just waiting it out. Y'all line, you know how it goes. The market kind of just hanging out. Tap DD band at the start of the day, kind of ended the day as is. There was really no good long setup. R&R was pretty lame. The 3 trades I wanted to take didn't really look good when they got there, just because we were irrational. I was going to trade small and the pivots weren't even sharp enough to take and hit my levels. So, kind of figured market would come down a little bit, but staying on the sidelines is always smart. Taking day at a time, making smart plays, smart trades is all about the name of the game is think before you act. It's good advice. Make your plan, trade your plan. If you don't like your plan when you get there, you don't have to trade it. And it's cool. Sometimes just sitting out is the best way to go. We will see y'all at 4 p.m. Eastern for today's Zoom call session. We'll go over yellow lines today. We'll give you guys a whole thing. So make sure you head over to the Discord. That link will be live.